Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of an old series here on the channel. Welcome to a brand new episode of our Minecraft survival world. This is my survival world. This is my building with whip series. This is my building with B-double series. This is my kingdom series. This is my eternal survival world where we are building up a world here in survival Minecraft. And hang on a minute. You may have heard that a couple of times on my channel. I have made several attempts at doing exactly what I said that I'm going to do here. And that is to build up a world in Minecraft that lasts the duration of the channel. And I've made multiple attempts at this. We've had Endless Survival the original, Endless Survival the rebirth, Minecraft Survival, Surviving Minecraft, all different names I've given it, and it's always been the same thing, just surviving through vanilla Minecraft. This world was the one that I put the second most amount of time into. The one I put the most amount of time into was the original Endless Survival series, and I ended up stopping production of that series because I wasn't happy with the way that series was going, and I wanted to start a new one. We started another one. We started building with Casey, and that ended up ending because the world was really badly damaged from snapshots. And it was after that world I decided that I wasn't going to play in snapshots in our world. I was going to play in the current release. After building with Casey, we started this world. And this world came about and was born around the time of Update Aquatic came out. We're actually, if we go over here, we've actually got a shipwreck, or at least we did. I've excavated the vast majority of it, but there's still pieces of the shipwreck here that I haven't managed to dig out of the ground yet. And I'll probably get to that in the near future. And we played through 1.14, doing a grand total of 43 episodes. Which is amazing because, like I said, Endless Survival was the original series, the original Endless Survival, not the second one that I recently started, which, by the way, is no longer going to be continuing. It's going to be replaced with this, but we'll get into that in a little bit. My iron farm, I wonder if the iron farm still works. That's a question. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. So I had this series through 1.14 and into 1.15. But there's a big but. I ended up building quite a lot in here that I really liked, and looking back on it, there's some that I do like and some that I'm not so fond of. That is a big ugly monstrosity, but it was supposed to be like an ugly apartment complex. That's the whole reason I built that. And if I remember rightly, don't we have a catacomb underneath it? And I'm pretty sure that we do. Yes, I thought there was. I thought this was that world. This is probably one of my favorite builds. I have this on Google Chrome. You can actually have a background picture. This is the one that I have. A picture of this is one of my favorite builds that I've made. And boy, does it look good still. We got this one over here. We've got Pineapple's head. Now, everything in this world was built up in survival with the exception of these heads. I went into creative to give myself these heads because it's the only way of getting player heads. And this was my way of sort of... People have their Patreon hauls. This was mine, and... Okay, there's no book in there. Did I move the books to the library? I think I moved the books to the library. I think that's what I did. But anyway, let's get on to why I stopped this world. And there was a couple of reasons why this world ended. One, the amount of time eclipsed between episodes was just so high because I wasn't able to put in the time that even though I love this world, I felt detached from it in some sense because it was something that I would play for a couple of days and then I wouldn't touch for a couple of weeks because I wouldn't get the time. This is not the library. This is the library. I'm pretty sure the book's here. But anyway, I cut myself off mid-sentence. Maybe the book's on here. Maybe they're on here. Aha! Here we are. The Great Sir Pineapple. A small tale of a mighty hero we know as Pineapple. Thank you for all the support. It means more to me than you'll ever know. Thank you, Pineapple. Thank you, Pineapple. You comment on every video. And I really do appreciate that. It really helps out. So thank you so much. I love seeing your comments and I love reading them. But yeah. Anyway, let's get back. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to give up this series. Was just because I felt a bit detached to it. But it wasn't enough to make me give it up. It was just a niggling voice in the back of my head that you know, maybe if I started a new series, I'd feel more attached to it, but I still really loved this series, and I wasn't that detached from it where I was desperate to make a new one. But then came the event that did force me to start a new world, and if you trace back through my channel over the past year, you'll see that there's been a handful of vanilla worlds started where I've wanted to do what I did in this world, and that's build up a world endlessly. And I've always stopped it after a couple episodes, and that's because I couldn't attach to a new world. I'd had 3 worlds that I was really attached to, and all 3 suffered horrible fates. We had the Endless Survival world, which again I stopped because I felt so detached from that world, because I was simply getting up in the morning, making a video, and I didn't care what was in the video. I just wanted to make a video and get a video done as soon as possible so I could move on and do what else I wanted to do in the day. And I didn't want that to be what my vanilla series was about, so I started a new one, and then I really loved that one. I probably spent a good 200-300 hours in that world. About half of that was chopping down dark oak forest. And then for it just to really be super broken, it was just not worth it in the end. And then to come to this world, and I went through a lot with this world. I built this. I remember building this back before I'd ever had any dental work done. And at the time I was building this, I was suffering really bad from really bad toothache, and I was kind of gearing up and getting ready to go and have that tooth out. And I was building this and working on some of these other buildings around the time, but I definitely remember doing this one while I was going through that. And boy, I'm so glad to sort of be through with that bit anyway. But anyway, back to kind of what happened. And I know that this episode is going to be just a long talky one. I haven't done a long talky episode. I'll do a little bit of editing on this one, just to cut out a couple of bits here and there. But for the most part, I'm going to keep it just kind of down to earth, chilled, and talking. Because we're trying a new format on the channel. We're going a bit more fast paced. And I miss some of the older videos, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Let's get back to what happened to this world and stop getting off topic. I'm very good at getting off topic, me. Brilliant at it. In fact, I think I'm better than the doctor at getting off topic. I do. So, about a year ago, an ex-friend of mine, he was adding another hard drive into his computer. And I saw a red cable that he had. He bought a bunch of SATA cables, and I was like, can I have that? And he's like, yeah. And he gave me the red cable. And I went and I replaced an internal cable in my computer. And for some reason, that messed up my hard drive. I don't know why. I replaced it back with the old cable, and it still didn't work. And anyway, I ended up losing pretty much everything that was on the hard drive. And that included this world. Now, I am very good at making frequent backups of my worlds. Ever since the building with Casey series got corrupted, or rather became unplayable, the world. It wasn't corrupted to a place where you couldn't play it, but, you know, maps weren't displaying, and there was just a load of bugs that, even when I updated to the new version, just didn't go away. You know, caves were half lit and half not lit, lighting was broke, it was atrocious. So I'd usually copy them into my documents folder, but, you know, that is still on my primary hard drive. Now, the vast majority of the stuff that I store on my computer, I store on an external USB hard drive. So when my hard drive got corrupted, most of my backups that were in my documents folder also got corrupted. And I thought about, you know, going to a data recovery place and getting my data back that way. But boy, those are expensive. And really, the only thing that was on there that I really wanted was this world. Now is the perfect time to start a new one, and you know, let's go hard on this new one. Let's do it right, you know, Minecraft world done right. I hate to quote Fripp's new series, but it kind of, you know, sums up exactly what I wanted to do. And so I decided to do that because everything else of important pictures, stuff like that, they were on the external hard drive. They weren't on the internal one. And the only other thing on there was my Let's Play of Gears of War 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which was upsetting to lose that. But again, it was nothing that I couldn't redo. And again, it was something that I wasn't willing to pay for. I wasn't willing to pay to get that back. And so a couple of days ago, I decided to make the effort to go through my external hard drive. And I don't know if you guys are like this, but I'm absolutely dreadful for clearing out my computer and just dumping everything into one folder. So I've got a folder on my hard drive that's called Sorted. And everything in there is sorted into individual folders. We've got all the pictures, all my videos, all categorized, all brilliantly. It's all well organized and how I like it because I'm OCD like that. But then there's another folder that's called to go through, or TGT. And that one is not sorted out. And when I clear out my internal hard drive, sometimes I accumulate documents or pictures that I download and stuff like that. Just not a vast majority of stuff, but it is certain things that do just sort of come about as you go about it. And I clear it out on there and I just dump them into that folder. Well, I'd done that. With this world. I'd taken it somehow off my hard drive and I dumped it into that folder. It was buried, but it was in there. And I'm pretty sure that I have some shears. Bunixmai. And it was buried. It was there. I found it literally about half an hour ago and I was like, okay, you know what? Cleaning out the rest of my hard drive, it can wait. Because I just got this surge of just energy and excitement for this. I was like, I'm bringing it back. I'm not attaching to Endless Survival. I'm not attaching to these. These haven't grown much. I'm not attaching to pretty much anything else that I was doing when it came to vanilla. I was very happy with some of my worlds, but the vanilla ones, I don't know, I just couldn't get attached to. And when I was able to bring this back, boy, I was just so happy and so excited. Like, I went straight up to my wife and I'm like, I'm recording, don't disturb me. And she's like, we need food. I'm like, well, you go to shop. I'm not, you go, whatever. I'm recording. Bye. Threw a box at my door like, hey, quiet, I'm recording. And then just straight in here and recorded. Oh, there we go. I should God, I can't find that word today. Whoops. I didn't throw a full box at my daughter. I threw an empty box at my daughter. It was a small one. It's to get her attention. Yes, I'm an evil dad. But yeah, to get this back after all this time. I didn't even realize there was a door there. Stay on topic. Where's my vines going? This is not on topic. Here we go. But yeah, to get this world back after all of this time, I was just so excited for it. And just so happy. I can't begin to explain how happy I am to be back on this world. I'm super happy. I can't believe I found it after all this time. It's been, I want to say like a year plus. I don't know, maybe. Let's just grab some of these. It's been a long time since I've been on this world, and to find it after all this time when I thought I lost it, oh boy, I am so excited. Now, I want to talk about the future of this series just a little bit. Can I? No, I can't. And because, this series is coming back, and we are going to do it. And next episode is actually a very, very, very special episode. It is the longest vanilla or any Minecraft series for that matter on my channel. No Minecraft series has ever surpassed episode 44. Now, I believe an Assassin's Creed episode has, but no Minecraft episode ever has. And to actually have that happen, oh boy. I can't wait to make that episode, but there's a lot that I need to do before that episode to get this world ready for that episode. And what we're going to do is we are going to take to the skies and we are going to set down somewhere new. Now, we're not going to fly like some people do. They fly like thousands of blocks out. I still want to keep very much in tow with what we're building here. I just want to start a new project. That's all. A new project somewhere local. I'm not exactly certain where when it comes to being local that I want to be. I think I'm going to fly around and just sort of get a couple of ideas. If I remember rightly, there was a place over here that might be nice. We might set up a kingdom here. This actually might be really nice. We've got this really cool lake here, which I like. I want to make a lake bed, so that'll help. We've got this here where I could put a mine. Yes, I'm liking that. So we'll probably set down here and start some sort of new village. But I still need to kind of figure out what it is that I want to do, what build style I want, and how I want this series to go. And I definitely want to keep the series more fast-paced. So it may be days between episodes, but don't worry, they will still come out. And again, I miss the vanilla. I miss some of the old stuff I used to do, and we talked about this earlier, that I've changed the format on my channel. I've become more fast-paced. We've introduced a face cam. But for this vanilla series, for my Minecraft vanilla series, I'm not going to go in the new format. I'm going to keep it to the old format like this. It works really, really, really well with what we're doing here. And I think I didn't do that on this side, didn't I? If I remember rightly. Yeah. So yeah, it's, you know, we're going to continue to keep the old format, but it's still going to be more fast paced. I'm going to do more between clips and put more in the episodes. You know, usually when I record a Minecraft episode, I'll allot somewhere between 1 and 2 hours to record that episode and do everything that I need to do in that episode. And sometimes that just doesn't give me enough time. But you know, that was all the time that I used to have to do that. Now, on the other hand, though, because, you know, the government has grounded us all, I got a lot more time on my hands, and I want to use this time to try and make the channel somewhat successful. So, this series is definitely back. I'm so glad. There's been a lot of comments on this series by Pineapple recently, and that just kind of lit the fire in me to come back to this series to try and do something with it. But you know, I was stumped by the fact I didn't have it. And then when I found it, it was like, well, I'm super inspired to get back to this world. And I actually have a copy of it. So, you know, let's do it. And I don't know. It's like, do you know when you're a kid and you can hear the Christmas presents calling your name from downstairs? Yeah, that's what this was like when I found it. I was super excited. And I'm going to take all of this back to our main storage home back in our first village. We never named any of these villages, I don't think. And, you know, that's probably something that we should do. But I am still going to, when I say I'm going to the old format, I'm not going completely to the old format. I still am sticking somewhat to the new format. So some of the things that I want to do with this new format of spending more time on the editing is I'd like to add soundtracks for each of the villages, you know. Maybe get like a country and western vibe for one, sort of a deserty theme for the other, something that really fits the atmosphere that I'm going with. I'd also like to, on the screen, like up here, flash the name of the place that we are going. You know, just little things like that, and have some more editing stuff going on in the episodes. It just makes it feel more immersive. And that's kind of like what I'm envisioning for the future of this channel and kind of where I'd like it to go. And I think what I want to do is I want to target something in the new village. I want to target something that I've not really done much of before. And it was kind of what I was working on the last time we were working in this area. And that is, if we go over here, I was focusing on bringing some foliage in. And, you know, I kind of liked this at first. Now I kind of feel that this is kind of amateurish compared to what I can do now. And that's what I love about Minecraft is, you know, this still looks good. But, you know, I feel like I can do so much better than what I did here. And that's kind of what I want to work on, is bringing in a lot more foliage like this. Features like waterfalls, rivers, just some stuff like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a simple block palette that we can actually get over here. And I'm going to work on that and just work on bringing in some sort of foliage and stuff like that. And I'm having a bit of a think here of ideas, and I'm getting a lot come through to me. And I think what I would like to do is I would like to have 2 settlements. I think that's what I want to work on over the next sort of 50 episodes and whatnot. I'm thinking we're going to have one over here where we are, and then possibly the second one sort of, in this little dip here. Oh, yes. I'm thinking like an elven and an orc kingdom, because the new nether blocks that we're getting in the nether are going to be fantastic to build with. And I think having some sort of like evil sort of hobgoblin or something like crater over there would be really, really cool. And then another village here that's just more of an elven village. But I'm going to stick with something very simple for this. I'm going to go with the triangle roofs and a very simple block palette, but my main focus is going to be on the foliage and making the area sort of blend in a little bit more so than it already does. And I want to try some new things that I haven't tried before, Now, I don't think I actually have a bed on. If you guys do want to see more of this world, there is a world tour out, the episode 25, that does go around the vast majority of this place. So there's some of this that is new from then, but for the most part, you can find the vast majority of this in episode 25. So don't be afraid to go over there and see that. Just type in world tour, you'll find it. And if I remember, I will put a link to the video in the iCard up above. I've never done iCards before, so this is going to be a first. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. So, if you've enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. So, please do leave that like and click subscribe if you want to see more from me. Guys, I'm KC. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.